Good morning, my name is Oltmanns and I'm the president of the Illinois Conservatives. First off, I want to thank everyone for coming out today. I know it's cold outside, I know it's early for the political season, but this is going to be a competitive race. My group, the Illinois Conservatives, has over 4,000 members statewide. We're composed of 11 leadership members from throughout the state. Not just the 16th district, but the 12th district, all the way up to Lake County, Quad Cities, and St. Louis area. Most of our members are under the age of 35, majority of them. That's why this group is unlike others. We focus on a conservative voice that is also a younger voice. The group was started in 2008 when I was the age of 18 years old. It started right after the campaign of Barack Obama, or during the campaign, and we started it because Barack Obama did a really good job in getting the young people out for the liberal cause, and we decided to do the same thing but for the conservative cause. We started small, started in Ogle County, but now we've expanded throughout the entire state. We endorse by our leadership team, the 11 people on our leadership team. Our leadership team rotates frequently throughout the state. No member really stays on for over 6 months just because we want voices from all our members during our campaign, during different campaigns. Today we're proud to announce our 4th endorsement as Congressman Manzullo for re-election in the 16th district. The reason for this endorsement was simple, but also the right decision for us because he's always been a fast supporter for conservative causes. Even though our group is made up of young people and our job is to get young people involved in politics, that Manzullo is the right choice. We're not called the Young Illinois Conservatives or the Young Conservatives, we're called the Illinois Conservatives. We endorse people on their conservative credentials, not age. I remember the first time I met Congressman Manzullo. I'm sure he doesn't. Congressman Manzullo was giving a brief speech a few years ago at Lee County dinner. I remember being very nervous to go up to Congressman. I waited several minutes to even start moving up towards him. You have to know something about me. I love sports, but a lot of the political people are my heroes too, which is, I know, a little crazy for some people to understand for a young teenager at the time. I waited a long time to go up. I liked the congressman before I even knew what a Republican or Democrat was. He always seemed larger than life and a nice guy. Back to my story now about the meeting him. I finally grew up enough courage to go towards him, and I remember at the point where he said, "Zach, it's finally nice to meet you." And I was blown away. I'm like, how did he know my name? It could have been the name tag on my left chest. But the congressman and I spoke for about 10 minutes, and I remember going home more blown away than ever that what a nice guy he is, and a true guy, not not like some of the other politicians that I've met. Congressman Manzullo has been long considered the people's congressional member, just because he's only a phone call away. Good staff, and you know that he'll return your call if you call with a problem. Unlike current members of Congress that only let you deal with their staff, you know you'll get a response from the congressman. Congressman continues to be not only the most conservative voice out of the Illinois delegation, but one of the most conservative voices in Washington altogether, according to the Heritage Foundation. Congressman Manzullo was one of our first candidates endorsed back in 2010. This time he's our 4th candidate endorsed. We've endorsed candidates from all over the state, from St. Louis to Lake County to Champaign. He is our first endorsed candidate in Northwest Illinois. Congressman Manzullo has taken the lead recently by sending Speaker Boehner a letter saying that he will no longer support an increase to the debt ceiling. This is important because one of the key things that bother the Illinois Conservatives is the increased debt the United States has, because that's the debt will just go to my generation and to the unborn generation that is not even around yet. Congressman Manzullo has voted no for further bailouts of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and for the job-killing regulations that President Obama has put forward. Manzullo has a long history of helping the little guy out. He's always been a great supporter of our organization, but we've been a good supporter of his as well, I think he would say. Illinois Conservatives are proud to announce our endorsement of Don Manzullo for the 16th Congressional District.
It's a real honor to get the endorsement. I think I recall that meeting that we were there, and Zach, it probably was your name tag. I'm about to remember, and so I'm here with my wife Frida, and we are very proud to accept the endorsement of the Illinois Conservatives. It's very interesting that there's just a few years between us, but not between our philosophies.
Nope.
And I know, Zach, that if you were 25 and had my voting card, that you'd be voting the same way that I have been in Washington, and that's the reason why we're getting the endorsement today. What's important is the fact that it's not how long you've been in Washington, it's how correctly you've been voting that counts. Today's news conference demonstrates that. We have been blessed with people from all backgrounds, all professions, different geographical areas, especially when you take a look at this new congressional district that runs from the Wisconsin border to the Indiana border. And today it's obvious that it's people of all ages that have endorsed the work we do. It's not me, it's the votes that we take. And it's not because of me, it's because of the people like Zach and others out there who hold people accountable for the votes that they actually take. And we take these votes not because they're easy, but because they're difficult. But it's the difficult votes that members of Congress take that earn them the support of people such as Zach. Going back as far as 2000, it's a long time for you and not too long for me, Zach.
I was only 10.
You're only 10. But I was one of the few people out there to sign on to a bill that would have radically reformed Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, that would have stopped lending money to people who couldn't afford to make the first payment, that would have ended, even before it started, the horrible economic crisis that we're in. We did the same thing again in 2005, and if people in Congress had voted the same way as I have been since I've been there, we wouldn't have had all this debt, we wouldn't have had this economic crisis. And since 2007, I voted over 700 times to cut $2.3 trillion in spending in the federal government. So Zach, we're proud to be part of the Illinois Conservatives, and